that someone self-learning through the online is only 10%, around 10, okay, 8 it can somewhere 12, but 10% of the individual who starts today and he completes the course. Okay, so 90% somewhere on the way they taper off. Okay, they never complete. Okay, maybe they move on something else. Maybe they're still there on the portal. But suppose someone says, okay, I want to become a AI scientist. He starts the course. Only 10 people or 10% of people out of 100 finishes that one. But that said, that those are the, I think, like, Siddharth says that it is coming pretty fast because the acceptance is there. Because if you see that all these sites are there only for the last 3 to 4 years, okay? And that adoption is very fast. And interestingly, that what Siddharth said and what we got the deal, or not the deal, but rather to implement that the Government of India mighty program, which is 4 lakhs, is only through online. So it is not going to be a brick and mortar model. Some portion of that is government employees will be that MHRD, the mighty, the other ministries, officials will be there around 10, 20,000 number. But majorly it is for the skilling and reskilling, specifically focused, even though it is open for citizen of India, it says, okay, that's how it is, if you see that government circular or the government order. But, coming back, saying that, okay, that is something going to happen? Is that how strong you are making industry relevant, those things which is courses? How good the industry accept that as a certification process? And how good is your certification process? And for example, ITS, at our Sector Skill Council, 100% of our assessments are online. Okay? So that, you talked about, I know that it is not talked about, you mentioned something about issues about fake certificate or classes, people doesn't have the skill. It doesn't happen in our skills, majorly when we do the assessment, okay? Because this is online, as soon as someone presses the submit button, the answer locks, okay? That, the person who goes there, and the person who goes there, he's not assessor. He's just an invigilator, we call it, or we call it proctor, but in the industry language, it is called invigilator. And it goes, that one locks down, the whole answer is locked down in the cloud, and within 10 minutes that answer is downloaded into my server, which is in NASSCOM. Okay, so there is no way there is anything can happen that, okay, that we can call. Like the person, even though if you give the money, so-called, that person cannot do anything on that one, because the questions are randomized. It is just like a GMAT and GRE exam. It is taken, the answers they can accept. I think I was speaking with Joint Director Sir, on the PSSCIVE, that, okay, how do we make the school assessment on similar line? Because currently, and again coming back to what Siddharth and Vinesh were mentioning, that, how do we get the infrastructure right in the schools, that where we do the assessment, that is still, doing a manual mode of that I'm doing. So how can we bring that one? But it requires those kind of infrastructure, which we don't see all the schools, but there are some efforts are being made on that. But the third aspect, which is on the important angle, is that how good is the teacher? Okay, how good are they? And, I would like to not comment on the specific school, because schools are specifically driven by the schools. So we are hardly involved there in terms of the training of that one. But we very closely work with the big universities now. I will not name, but no, I went to one of the big private universities. The owner is which is a 10,000 crore, the individuals, he says to me, saying that, okay, Ajit, why not to take our professors of computer science and the HODs and the few others and take them to the industry, let them spend time on the industry, because what they did is that they did PhD some time back. I think somebody, Dr. Majumdar is mentioning that 8085 and 806, but whatever it is, they're doing software engineering, they did PhD some time back, 15 years back, as you said that, okay, that, the technology life is 5 years on the outer side. The way it is moving, I think in future it will be max 3 years. Okay, today you learn something that will be obsolete in 3 years. Now the question is that, are the faculties or are the trainers, are the teachers, are up to date what is happening if they want to go and teach. And the fourth angle, which is I think the most important angle, is the innovation angle. And I think I just love, I think one of the two slides which somebody says there that I think transfer skills, Dr. Mojana says, and something else that no somebody says, but it comes back to the same thing, that when the Wipros of the world, the IBM of the world goes and hires someone, because every, the whole plan is that how do we make the people employable, correct? And the employment who gives the interview, who comes for a job, and they want those, apart from your skill 50%, they want the other softer skills pretty much required. That that how we solve problem, what's your communication, what's the team way to handling, all sort of things, which I think we have got few slides today, pretty interesting, and they're all very applicable in the real world.